Hey guys, this is Chris Mincolla with the Mincolla Group of West USA Realty. Just wanted to say happy Halloween to everybody and wanted to check in and give you some tips and not tricks and some extra treats when it comes to real estate. Just some things that people get caught up in a lot of and maybe don't understand too much about, but wanted to kind of understand a little bit better and things that we run into all the time that people kind of get stuck in. So one of the things, not to beat up Zillow that much, but there's a lot of misinformation. It's a third-party website, so they have a lot of incorrect information, data, out-of-date info on there. Really, anybody can post whatever they want on there. There's a lot of fraud that happens online, and sites like Zillow, people have been known to kind of get ripped off a lot of times. So you got to be really careful. That's why it's important to work with a full-time experience and licensed real estate agent, but even more importantly, a realtor who's part of the NAR that has a higher code of ethics, has that little trademark next to their name and known as Realtor. So we want to offer you some advice when it comes to these third-party websites so you don't get tricked. We give you some treats today, and that is stay away from them for the most part. They can be kind of a helpful guide in some respects, but even on their own site, they'll tell you that their estimate, for instance, can be off by a certain percentage, like 17% or whatever, because basically they're just pulling in a whole bunch of stuff from a zip code, whether it be 1 or 2 story homes that aren't really comparable sales to each other over periods of times that may not be quite right, and in different areas and pockets of town that may pull in things like trailers and custom homes versus track homes and all that kind of stuff that we have to really take into consideration and see the home in person to really get a good feel for. So obviously with boots on the ground, with a realtor, in other words, going in to give you a real home evaluation that knows the market and understands the business, is going to be able to give you a much greater value there. And one of the most important things when you're getting ready to sell a home is where you're pricing it at is going to be one of the biggest things. So super important. And also for home buyers, you don't want to be looking at out-of-date, incorrect information when you're getting ready to buy a home, right? You want to have the right up-to-date information about things that are important, like, is this property really for sale, or is it just some sort of scam? Is it somebody out there that's trying to just make a quick buck, or is it just old, out-of-date information that's been pushed out from an old listing from the multiple listing service, which is what realtors use. We call it ARMLess, or the MLS, otherwise known as the multiple listing service. Here in Arizona, we have our own in this region, and there's another one in a different part of the state. But basically, for our area, we have what's called multiple listing service. That's where realtors list all homes for sale for the most part, and they get pushed out then to these third-party websites. So Zillow may have them on there, way after they've already sold. Other people can put other stuff up there, like I said, as they want to randomly, or for their own scams and purposes. So just keep that in mind, so you make sure that you're getting the correct information and not getting scammed that way. Another thing that is kind of the same thing would be like Trulia, which is owned by Zillow. The same type of thing there. So all of these third-party sites, just make sure that you're getting the correct information is what I would recommend without going too far into the weeds on it. One of the things that we hear a lot about too are like Zillow instant offers, or open door, offer pad. These are just basically where investors are basically putting their money out there to buy your home or make offers on your home without even seeing the home in person. They may have some pictures sent over to them by you or your real estate agent if you're looking for a quick sale that way. But typically, sometimes they may be pretty close to market value or within range of market value, but you're always going to end up a little bit lower than full market value. So it just depends on a matter of convenience. They also are going to charge you some pretty hefty fees. On average, it's going to be 6.5%. coming right from their own people on their websites and some of their information that's out there. It could be higher than that, but they're also going to be coming in a little bit lower than you would if you were able to take a little bit of extra time to list your home for sale, again, with a competent, full-time experienced real estate agent or realtor, even better, and get that home listed and marketed properly. And what I always try to tell people is, would you rather have your home listed on like a Zillow or for sale by owner website versus getting all of the realtors in the area looking at your home? They have clients that are looking to buy, because that's basically what's going to happen when we put it on the multiple listing service. In addition to extra marketing that we're going to be able to do through social media, which can be targeted, also on different platforms to do that for you, and through our own brokerages and other brokerages, and selling it to other realtors in effect and their clients, to make sure that it's marketed to as many eyes as possible in a targeted way, and kind of in a blanket way also. Even looking at people by calling them, leaving voicemails, texts in the immediate area, flyers, all that kind of stuff still works in a great way. And if your realtor is really working, they're not going to just list it and forget it and maybe put a sign in the yard and pray that it sells. They're going to do that extra footwork, and their team should be able to work for you, following up with leads by phone in the area, through texting in the area, through social media in the area, and also again being on foot in the area, because not everybody's out there looking at sites and stuff, but they hear people talking to them about wanting to move in the area, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, whatever it may be. If your realtor's doing their job, answering their phone, following up with leads that come in, believe it or not, that's a big thing right there. Just following up with the leads that come in, doing open houses, they do work. Just think about it. One of the biggest things, you talked about pricing, marketing, as far as a home being listed for sale, getting as many eyes on it as possible, especially those who are going to be looking, and most people are looking with a realtor. So that's why listing it on the multiple listing service where people are using a realtor is so important. And over 90% of people are going to be working with a realtor, looking through those portals that realtors are going to be putting out there on the multiple listing service, not just on Zillow. Zillow isn't it. So it's really important to keep those things in mind, because if your home is not in those places, you've now got that less of a chance. You've got 9 people out of 10 working with a realtor, and you're not. So what's gonna sell faster? What's gonna sell at a higher price? With less eyes or more eyes? And also by having a lockbox on the property, offering those extended times throughout the week and weekends, in order to have people have access to the home, meaning realtors to bring their clients through the home. So not just anybody randomly, but realtors bringing their clients through the home. So it's done in a controlled way with access permission. We're making sure that people are hitting that lockbox. We get a digital reading of that, so we know what realtor it was before they show the property. We get that approved by our seller to show it, and then we have a record of it. And then we're doing open houses at the same time and signing people in, making sure we're following up with everybody that comes through the property, and pointing out the features of the home that they may not even think about, talk about what they may want to know about the area, the home, and also getting it out there to realtors. We even have a way of kind of a reverse prospecting, as we call it. We can see like who's searching in the area through the MLS, and kind of reverse prospect that, and then target those realtors in addition to everything I've already talked about. So we're not just waiting for stuff just to pop up in people's feeds. We're out there hustling it through phone, text, and in person, hitting those doors, hitting those brokerages to make sure everybody's seeing your listing, whether it be in the area, nationally, and internationally also. So when you are out there looking for homes to buy, or you're trying to sell a home, it's important to work with a full-time licensed professional that can kind of guide you through all these things and make sure that your home is being marketed properly. It has the correct access, the correct pricing, And those are going to be the big things, and that the home is presentable, right? Staged properly, cleaned, ready for pictures. And let me just point this out, guys. When you go to, this is my biggest pet peeve. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but you go to Zillow or you go to some of these listings on the multiple listing service, and you can tell they were taken by somebody who was walking through the house with their cell phone. No. And they left the toilet seat up on top of it. No. That's what we call a big trick, okay? A big trick. Because if you have a realtor, and that realtor should be, and again, you should have a realtor, you should have professional pictures, but that realtor should be taking professional pictures, should be taking video, virtual tours, so you have like online presence 24/7 of kind of an open house type of feel online also. But that home should be displayed with professional pictures that are set up on the listing in order of when you come up to the property, walk through the door, through the house, upstairs, downstairs, whatever. It's presented properly so there's an actual flow to the house. Not you walk in and the first picture you see on the MLS is the bathroom with the toilet seat up. No, I don't know what the deal is with the toilet seat up, but don't get me started. And it's just, you've seen it. If you looked at homes for any length of time online, dark pictures of random stuff, and I don't need to see the realtor in the mirror taking the picture. No, we are going to take professional pictures of your home, your listing, and it's super important for the marketing aspect of your home so that it doesn't look dark. We're not looking in the toilets, and we're looking at full views of your home. And again, making sure that it's presentable before those pictures get taken up through staging and making sure the home is cleaned. If it needs it, gets a fresh paint job, if you can swing it, and making sure that the outside is cleaned up. It's got some good curb appeal. We don't have a bunch of weeds and looks like, Freddy Krueger lives there and that sort of thing. So we want to make sure you're getting the treats, the tips, not the tricks. All right, guys. So anyways, for more information, give us a call, shoot us a text, 480-788-8569, or check us out on mincollahomes.com or mincollagroup.com. You guys have a happy and safe Halloween out there. Make sure you guys are, having fun, but staying safe. All right. Have a good night. See you guys. Bye-bye.